house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this speech a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Hello.
We've got Bam in the control booth.
Yo.
Episode 239. This is College Football Week 10, NFL Week 9. Hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. We are nearly to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube page, and you can help us get there. Very close. Takes 2 seconds, helps us out tremendously. Specifically, hit the like button, too. Helps us get in the algorithm, helps us get more eyeballs on the episode. Couple things to dive into before we recap. Another quality week in the NFL. That's no secret. That's where we're making our money this year. It's been a very good run. It was a good contest weekend for us, 4-1. Couple things to get to. First off, how are we feeling? How are you feeling after 9 weeks of the college football season?
Yeah.
Big news that we'll get to very shortly. But go ahead.
I feel good. Yeah.
I don't. I'm playing this sick game where I lose like all of the money I have almost on college, and then I win it all back on the NFL. And it's not fun. It's not an enjoyable weekend. It's a very frustrating start to the weekend and then a very stressful Sunday that ends well typically. But it would be good to stack a good Saturday and a good Sunday, you know? Bam, how are you feeling?
Pretty decent in the NFL, but college football, I'm just all out of whack.
Yeah. Bam just dropped a bomb on us that he might go see Chris Stapleton this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Bucket list.
Bucket list concert. For sure.
If anybody wants to go with him. All right. We went to the Pelicans home opener. We got to talk about Reed falling from the T-shirt cannon. But the Pelicans lose again. We are now 2 games into the season, and Zion Williamson's hurt. 3 games, sorry. We were 2 games into the season with a healthy Zion. And they played the other night against the Celtics, got obliterated. Poor people who bought their tickets found out the day of the game that Zion all of a sudden popped up with a foot contusion and was not going to play in the game. Head coach Willie Green was quoted saying, "I don't think it's anything long-term. It just popped up, but I also don't know." What are we doing? Around and around we go.
Yeah, so initially he wasn't on the injury report, and then
No.
something happened that day, I guess, or?
I guess. There was reports the rumor going around was maybe it was a rest day. It's 2 games into the goddamn season. He lost 300 pounds, and he still needs a rest day. I'm going to be honest with you. I am fucking disgusted with this whole – I remember the day. I remember where we were. We were playing basketball at Pelican Park when we found out, oh, my God, we got the number 1 pick. Zion's going to be a Pelican. What a waste of fucking excitement. This is insane. It really is. 2 games into the season, you made it with a healthy Zion. Man, it feels good to feel good again. That's what he said. 2 fucking games. And he's already sitting. So I what do you do? Suck? We suck.
Yeah, everybody sucks. All our teams suck.
I watched that whole game, that whole Celtics game. I've watched every game this year so far, only 3. We've gone to 1. We suck really bad. And I don't know what's going on with Trey Murphy. Not to turn this into a Pelicans podcast because who gives a shit, right? But my God, Jordan Poole, the biggest waste of money. Jordan Poole thinks he's Allen Iverson. He sucks. He plays the worst brand of basketball. It's nauseating. The step-back threes, the relentless turnovers because he's trying to do dribble moves, and just really bad ISO basketball that he's not good enough to play. Willie Green is asleep at the wheel, and I don't know. It's fucking terrible basketball. It really is. It's a joke. It's a terrible product. And it's funny because we were at the game and they took the Spurs to overtime and Zion was dunking on Wemby and all that. If you put a good product on the floor, the fans will show up and they will show out. That was a good environment for probably half capacity. Like, it was loud in there and the energy was high. Put a fucking good product on the court and everybody will come. Everybody will come. You won't have to give the tickets away. I don't know. But my God, Zion, figure it the fuck out, please. I figure it out. Yeah, we were at the game, and we were at the game. Reed, I posted pictures of it to the Big Easy Bets Instagram page because it was hilarious. I felt that was one of the funniest moments I've been a part of in a long time. They were firing the T-shirt cannon, and I think you even said, like, it's coming towards us. Like, you prepped everybody that the T-shirts are coming our way. And the T-shirt's in the air. It was coming in our general direction, but it was clear we were not going to get it. But Reed was, like, kind of boxing out. I don't know how bad he needed this T-shirt, but I guess really bad. And my right arm was on him. And I, like, looked to my left, and all of a sudden my arm went. Like, I didn't pay any mind to it, but, like, my arm dropped. And then I look, and Reed's, like, in between the seats. Like, I don't even know how he got wedged. Like, his foot slipped down and got caught in the seats. You can see in the photo, his foot's, like his legs are at a weird angle. He was so wedged into the seats, and it's, like, wet down there and probably sticky. Nobody helped him. No, and I don't even know how we could have begun to help him. But long story short, Reed saw a free T-shirt flying through the air and couldn't understand that it was landing 5 rows short, fell in between the seats. Mind you, he's wearing a free fleece pullover that they handed to everybody when you walked in the door. Everybody got one. He's wearing free clothes, putting his body on the line for free clothes, flying through the air. And he falls more than anybody I know. He's like, what do you mean? He fell at the bowling alley. He fell at the UFC fight. This dude's a grown-ass man. He falls fucking everywhere he goes. I don't know.
Yeah, that could become a problem with age.
Well, it's like, dude, every time he's in that arena, he's fallen. The last 2 times he's gone to that arena, it's probably the only 2 times in his life he's fallen. Like, ate shit, fell.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was leaving the UFC fight. He said, like, I'm talking, my feet were over my head. Like, he slipped off the stairs and, like, full-on fell. The next time he goes, he's on the ground again. He falls every time he goes in the building.
Yeah, I was making an aggressive attempt for that shirt.
No, I know. I know. You prepped everybody. Like, it's coming.
Dude, the one in the bowling alley was the funniest thing in the world.
No, like, he might have, like, vertigo or something. Like, he might have an equilibrium issue. I've never seen someone fall more outside of being 2 years old. So I don't know. He's got to figure it out. But that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The photos are on the Instagram page. It's worth going to look. It's just 2 still shots, but you get the whole picture very quickly. It was hilarious. And his knee was destroyed. He's like, look at my knee. I'm like, oh my God. Poor kid bet fucking Derek Queen over 8 rebounds. He got 6 with 19 almost rebounds. It was a bad night for Reed. All right, the biggest news of the weekend, no secret, Brian Kelly has been fired. The LSU Tigers have relieved Brian Kelly of his duties. One would say I was right when I called for it over a year ago. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you had to do it.
Yeah, it was time. It was time. And I think it's... I put a video out on Instagram kind of just talking about it on a walk and giving my thoughts, and I'll do it again. The best way I can describe Brian Kelly is he was corporate, and he was buttoned up like a politician, and he walked in and he didn't know anybody's name or care to learn anybody's name or make connections with anybody on a deeper level. At least that's the way it seemed on the surface or from an outside perspective as a fan. And that's kind of what it feels like with some of the information you get from former players. And then there's other guys that have come to his defense and things like that. But you don't have to be a Louisiana guy to coach LSU. But you got to immerse yourself in the culture, and you got to really – all that sounds good. And I do feel like that. Like, Coach O is the perfect embodiment. And so that's the last taste that was in our mouth, I guess. But at the end of the day, above all else, you don't have to do that. You just have to win fucking games. So you could be, if Brian Kelly came in and won a bunch and Brian Kelly, they'd build a fucking statue of the guy if he won a couple championships. Like, you don't have to be a Louisiana guy. But it certainly helps. And you have to show that, like, you give a shit. And it never felt like he really did. And it always seemed like Brian Kelly was his own biggest fan. I remember what I said, and that's the beauty of this podcast, is that a lot has happened since we've started episode 1 in 2019 with the greatest season of all time. But I remember what I said. I said Brian Kelly's going to bring us a championship within 3 seasons, and I believed it at the time. I felt like he could bring necessary stability to a program that was clearly off the rails. And he did in some cases, but just was never able to get the job done, and clearly hitched his wagon to inept coordinators, and that's his ultimate downfall, was his refusal to admit a mistake and make a change on the fly. At least that's the way I feel. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't win enough. That's a problem. If you don't win at LSU's, top 5 football program. So if you don't win here, then you're not going to be there very long.
Yeah, I keep seeing people say, like, is LSU really a premier program? Like, what are we fucking talking about? You've got 3 championships in the last 2 decades, essentially. Yeah. Like, I saw somebody saying, and this is my opinion, I guess, but I saw somebody go, like, if you take money out of the equation, would Dan Lanning even consider going to LSU anyway? Like, because he's got a blank check at Oregon. Phil Knight's not going to let Dan Lanning go anywhere. It would have to be an insurmountable amount of money. But they're just comparing the programs. And this guy was trying to make an argument that, like, Oregon's above LSU. On what fucking planet is Oregon above LSU? Has Oregon ever won a national championship in football? I don't think so.
No.
The perfect example that Oregon is a second-tier program in comparison to the upper echelon elite teams is the fact that Bo Nix had to go from Auburn to Oregon and had success. He couldn't do it at Auburn. But he was great at Oregon and got himself drafted in the first round. LSU is it's the best atmosphere. It's the best stadium. It's the toughest home field advantage. It's the place everybody fears to go play, even with Brian Kelly struggling to win big games on the road. We won a fucking lot of them at home. Almost all of them. So you have that, and you have the hotbed of recruiting, and LSU is a top 5 program in the country.
Yeah, Oregon has never won. They made it twice, lost both times, 2011, 2015.
Mariota.
They lost to Auburn on a last-second field goal, and then Ohio State, 42-20.
Was that Cam Newton?
2015?
No, 2015.
Oh, wait, no, 2011 was against Auburn.
That had to be Cam Newton, right? Had to be. Yeah, I mean, LSU's a premier college football program and job. So, like all the Florida fans saying, like they're at the top of the list. Not anymore. You're now number 2 on the list. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, although I think Florida's a very good school as well.
Definitely. That's why they immediately jump over Penn State.
Because I think it's similar to LSU, right? Because Louisiana's talent-rich and Florida's talent-rich as well. But the difference between Florida and LSU is LSU's undoubtedly the number 1 school in the state of Louisiana, where Florida, you got to share that recruiting ground with Florida State and Miami.
Yeah.
So
in a Miami team that's up right now.
Right.
And one thing to consider, too, if you want to talk about financial situations, the taxes and things of that nature. What is there, no income tax or state tax?
No
whatever?
state income tax.
Yeah. In the state of Florida. So that's one thing to consider. But, yeah, at the end of the day, LSU is the number 1. And it sounds like the buyout's not going to be much of an issue. Sounds like there was one guy that they said was not like a notable public figure that is paying the large lump sum of it, which is like, imagine being that guy. Like, I'm so fucking tired of watching this and he's not like he has no dog in the race other than he just must be a wealthy LSU fan. And he's like, get him the fuck out. I'll take care of it. Like, it's not Todd Graves. It's not fucking whoever. I don't even know who our biggest, most popular boosters are because I don't even think Todd Graves is a booster. Maybe he is in some form or fashion, but he's not like a Phil Knight for Oregon. And he could be because Todd Graves is like a goddamn billionaire now off of chicken tenders. But, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting time. It does suck because we're starting over. And we're back to what it feels like going into Brian Kelly's tenure, that era, maybe a little more stable and a little more put together. But which way do we go from here? Who's number one on your short list?
Well,
of anybody, not most likely, not of who's available out there. If you could have anybody right now, and we talked about this, but I don't even remember what we said. If you could have anybody right now, who would it be?
Yeah, I would still go with Kiffin.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Lanning, Signetti, Saban, James Franklin.
Yeah, definitely James
I've just thrown him in there
Franklin.
because he's a big. I wouldn't want James Franklin.
I mean, look, if Nick's, I think, like, okay, a week ago, Nick Saban said he had no interest in coming back. Well, that was before LSU had a coaching vacancy.
The storyline.
But no, I think, yeah, Kiffin or Saban, because I think when you kind of look at it, you need a coach that attracts good coordinators, right?
Yeah.
So that's like where the problem comes in with names like John Summerall, who's an up and comer, but it's like I don't know if LSU's got the patience for waiting around for
developing and laying the groundwork. Yeah, I agree. Another thing with Summerall, I was talking with somebody about this the other day. He wins, and I think he's a good coach, but every time I watch Tulane, they are so fucking penalized. Like, they look like they're not coached well. Every single time I watch them, it's like 13 penalties for 180 yards. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then he's doing a post-game press conference where he's like, with these damn penalties, man. It's like every time. But he's got the attitude for it. Like, he's talking about if you disrespect New Orleans and all that with the uniforms and all, and then they go out and beat whoever it was. I'm blanking on, maybe Duke. Yeah, I could come around on Kiffin. I've been very critical of him. I do think he's overrated in terms of how, but I think he has a ton of hype. I think he's associated with that top tier of head coaches that have like won national championships, which he hasn't, and he's always good and competitive, and then they fizzle out, and we may see that again this year.
There's just really not that many coaches that have won national championships that are coaching right now.
Yeah, and that's true. But and so what I will say, I think what it is like, Kiffin has always just kind of caught me as unserious, where like he'll take to Twitter and he'll troll you and this and that, and then his team will go out there and they'll lay a fucking egg, and then it just always seemed just not serious is the best way I could put it, for lack of better words. But one thing I will say is Matt Corral, you're a big Matt Corral guy. Clearly not the best quarterback. I think he got the most out of him. Jackson Dart, which
Matt Corral's a space case.
But I'm just saying,
who knows, man? Who knows if this guy would have gotten help sooner?
But to Kiffin's credit, I think he got the most. I think he got the most out of him. Clearly got the most out of Jackson Dart, and he's having success in the NFL, which that can be debated how much success he's actually having. But then you go to Simmons, but then you make the decision to go from Simmons to Chambliss due to injury, but then it's that guy, he's clearly better. Like, I think he has an eye for quarterbacks. That's clear. He's proven that. I do think he's very relatable. He's much more relatable and can get through to younger players than Brian Kelly ever could. He's got like that cooler vibe to him. He's on social media. He's understanding all of that. Talking trash to the players against Oklahoma and doing it in a subtle enough way that it's not stepping over any lines or anything like that. So, yeah, I've been very critical of him, and I do think he's not worth the hype that he's gotten. With that being said, I mean, like I said, if you put a purple and gold shirt on him, I'm in. So, and I do think he will be able to recruit, and he will be able to get the coordinators, and he had success at Ole Miss, and he's having arguably just as much, if not more, success this year with significantly worse defense than what he had. So I don't know. The question is, does he come? I would imagine if we make the offer, he takes it.
Yeah, for sure.
So do we make the offer?
I mean, that depends on who's willing to come here. I don't know. Signetti, it kind of seems like he's tied up with Indiana now.
Yeah, but there's been some crazy shit in college football.
I mean, yeah,
Like, meaning he just signed, the ink ain't even dry on his contract, but that doesn't mean he won't be like, see ya, I'm out of here.
even Brian Kelly, that wasn't expected at all.
Yeah.
All right, Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame. There was no talk of him coming here. We were trying to get Lincoln Riley, but he ditched us.
Yeah. Went to USC, that's right. And,
And really, when you look back at it, it's like all the coaches that were hired at that time, that season, Billy Napier, Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly were the three big names. None of them had success at their places.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, they're all. Well, you said Lincoln Riley for one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're having okay success this year, but yeah, not championship like the aspirations that they had whenever he went there. And then Napier's been an absolute failure. That's why he's fired. But the number one that I would hate more than anything would be James Franklin. I would absolutely hate that because he's got the same Brian Kelly vibe and never achieved anything substantial. So. Yeah. I'm fine with Kiffin. I would take Kiffin 100 times before I took James Franklin.
The only thing good about Franklin is he tries to cover the point spread.
That is true.
So always. That would be fucking...
Always.
That would be fun.
Yeah. No, he does. That is a fact. We'll see what happens. And when do you think we get an answer? How long do you think it takes? Got to be soon, right? Soon-ish.
Yeah, but
you got the portal windows. You got to get a jump on recruiting.
Yeah, it depends on who it is,
Yeah, I guess if it's Kiffin, nothing's going to happen until the season's
Kiffin or anybody else that's competing for the playoff, you're not going to really you won't hear anything until after they're eliminated or.
Yeah, I want to know now.
I think that's the biggest thing right now is it's going to be player retention.
Mm-hmm.
The good players that we do have, and then, the recruiting wasn't bad.
Are the Weeks brothers done, or do they have another year of eligibility? Well, I know some will.
Witt has.
He does have another one?
Yeah.
Well, the other ones are younger.
One of them's older.
Zach?
33.
Zach Weeks is older?
Wes Weeks.
Oh, Zach's the youngest one.
Zach's the freshman.
Okay.
The true freshman.
Zach's the one with, or Wes Weeks is the one with the brunette hair, brownish hair.
Yeah, he's the one that plays.
Whit Weeks, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's dating Kiffin's daughter. The groundwork's already been laid.
Yeah.
So, seamless transition.
They already said he was playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah. Literally, since he started dating Kiffin's daughter, he was throwing up, profusely shaved his head, and then hurt his ankle and has been out ever since. So
yeah, and we've lost 3 of the last 4.
They could have poisoned him. So I don't know.
So
Bam, if you could have one pick of college coach to be the head coach at LSU, who would it be?
Bring Joe Brady back. Give him the power to call the X's and O's, and then just hire a good recruiter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think it would happen. I don't think he wants to do it. I don't want to go backwards at all. I saw somebody say, go get Dave Aranda. Don't do that. Have you seen the fucking defense at Baylor? I don't want Dave Aranda at all. Dave Aranda's done nothing to warrant getting the LSU job.
Yeah, he doesn't have the personality.
No, he doesn't. Or the defense. That Baylor defense might be the worst in the country. It's fucking terrible. So, and this is multiple years at this point.
Cole, he DM'd John Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Please find a way to get the job in Baton Rouge. They're going to give it to another guy who wears women's deodorant. We need you." Immediately, John Gruden followed him.
What? He didn't respond. He just followed him.
him.
That's a guy. Yeah, that's a guy
So
I'm
funny.
trying to keep tabs on.
I would love Gruden.
Would you?
Fucking right. The only thing
he's
with
just
Gruden,
been out of it for so long.
the reason you wouldn't want Gruden is because his heart's in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
but he's been
mention of
saying
success.
Yeah, he's Bolton.
if the opportunity presents itself for the NFL, then
Pete
he's
Carroll
going to
gets
go
fired
to the
out.
NFL.
Davis says we want to run it back. Yeah, I don't know. I love the personality. I think like for Barstool, he was an incredible hire, and the content has been great. I'll watch some of his breakdowns sometimes. He's terrible at like handicapping games in terms of a betting aspect, but most people like him with the football minds and the coaches like that. Most of them are, but I do like hearing him break down different coverages and stuff like that, and just he does a pretty in-depth deep dive of some of the matchups. But he's got the energy. You can tell he loves it. So it's like it's hard not to enjoy watching people talk about something that they love like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's been out of it for so long, and I want somebody that's like established now, and that Kiffin would certainly fall into that category. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Did y'all see the truck that flipped over on I-59? I was surprised. I thought you might not make it today.
What?
A bunch of monkeys with herpes on the loose.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know if you were going to bunker down and call in.
They
Just out of precaution.
They said they eliminated all of them but one.
Oh, did they?
There's just one on the loose.
Well, they said the monkeys had herpes, hep C, and COVID. Imagine you see a monkey, you're like, fuck, please be the COVID monkey. Don't be the hepatitis monkey. You got it. They said it's 40. They said they're 40 pounds and they're aggressive to humans.
40 pounds? What type of monkeys were these, man?
Let me do a deep dive.
I saw them. It's like not like a chimpanzee or anything like that. Like the little smaller monkeys, like probably this tall. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a monkey expert, but
40 pounds.
yeah, like one, it would fuck you up. Well, I don't know. I saw the picture of it. I think I could beat its ass. The picture that I saw. It's not like a rip your scalp off.
But if it scratches you, you're fucked.
Oh yeah, it's gonna infect you. Yeah, it's probably fast.
Rhesus monkeys?
Recess? Or Reese's like
RHESUS?
Yeah, I mean that does nothing for us. But he just gave you the
What does it look like?
He just gave you the exact name of the monkey.
How many feet tall are they?
Like you were gonna be like, oh, recess
So they
monkeys.
typically weigh around 16 pounds.
Well, then that's not these monkeys. They said 40 pounds. Were they injecting them with testosterone and hepatitis?
How tall are they?
I'm telling you, it's probably like, if it stood all the way up, like probably 3 feet, not 4 feet. That's
Says the sheriff's department initially said the monkeys were carrying diseases, including herpes, but Tulane University said in a statement that the monkeys are not infectious.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, they just got to say that.
Yeah, that's a PR move. There's still damn chimpanzees in the woods over there towards Hannon. Or what's that school over there?
North Lake Christian.
Yeah. They still got monkeys roaming the woods over there. They want to say not infectious. They got AIDS monkeys out there. But you had your scare earlier this season, so I didn't know if you were going to be like, fuck, not again.
Yeah. I'm okay, though. I made them test me for everything.
Well, yeah, you told us that.
I don't have hepatitis. I don't have anything.
But those monkeys were on I-59. It's like you don't know how much ground they could cover. But yeah, anyway, truckload full of monkeys carrying diseases flipped over. Another day. The NBA betting scandal news broke. Couple more things, then we'll get into the recap and we'll get to the best bets. We'll try to hurry it up. But Terry Rozier, point shaven, not really, I guess, essentially. And then Chauncey Billups in some illegal poker schemes with fucking x-ray contacts and shit and x-ray tables and being able to pick up marked cards. And it's like, you're a Hall of Famer. You won a damn championship with the Pistons. You're the head coach of the Trailblazers. Why are you rigging poker games?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
For the love of the game? I don't you have a ton of money. You're the head coach of the damn Portland Trailblazers. Yet you're rigging celebrity poker games. And actually, obviously they're probably not all celebrity poker games, but they were putting on some like sponsored events. So I don't know. And then Terry Rozier, just a damn idiot. He's made a ton of money as an average player in the NBA who kind of skated off of or coasted off of a good playoff run. He's telling people to bet his unders. He's pulling himself out of the game 9 minutes in. We talked about this the other day. It's like, if you want to see some some rigging of a college basketball game, go watch the Atlantic 10. Go watch UMass playing somebody. You'll see some referees. You'll see some unsightly individuals that they're clearly mixed up into some shady business with the mob. You'll see some players out there doing some things that just don't make sense. But in the NBA, man, what are we doing? The thing with everybody's like, oh, well, you legalize sports betting, this is what you're going to get. And I disagree. I think this is how you get caught because it's so legalized now. Terry Rozier goes out, he starts throwing the ball directly to the other team. Motherfuckers that bet on him to do well take a video, post it to Twitter, and go, what the hell's going on? And now everybody's like, that's suspicious. Or if there's a sudden spike on his under, hundreds of thousands of dollars that come in on his unders right before tip-off, if you do that on an offshore book, who are they going to tell? They're not regulated. They can't be like,
Right.
hey, government, don't look at any of us, the things we're doing, but something's wrong over here. You do that on FanDuel or DraftKings or things like that, a buzzer goes off, and now they got to get to the bottom of it, and that's what you get. You get a long time investigation, and people are getting arrested. Do you think there's a widespread issue in the NBA? Or are you like David Stern, where the referee, Tim Donaghy, remember when he got caught?
Yeah.
And he came out, he's like, this was one bad actor.
I don't know if it's widespread. I think it's more common than people think, but not just in the NBA, across all sports.
I'm starting to think Trey Murphy's shaving points on his three-pointers because I keep betting it's over. He didn't hit a goddamn shot the other night.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think he's missing threes on purpose. I don't know. It could so easily happen on stuff like that, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, especially, yeah, player props and stuff like that it's so easily, like, you might not be controlling who's winning or losing, but.
yeah, it's like I think you could get away with it, though. Like, you could get away with it. The three-pointers, for example, like his is normally set at 2.5. If he hits 2, all he's got to do is start pump faking and driving in. Like, he doesn't have to shoot them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's going to be hard to. It's going to be hard to police, and really, like, you just got to watch for exactly what happened with Terry Rozier, a sudden spike on a certain out of the ordinary bet. You can look into that, and I don't know. I do think Adam Silver's going to get canned, though, and I think he deserves to. They investigated Terry Rozier for a long time. They're like, nope, nothing. Get back out there. And then the FBI was like, yeah, he's cheating. I think Adam Silver's a weasel. I think I've never liked him. I don't think it's this new turn that we've taken with the professional sports where it's all about maximizing money, and they'll sacrifice the product to make more money. And the product should be priority number one, but it's not. Because if you have the best product, then it'll equate to more money in the end. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Last thing, I, without a doubt, think the tush push will be banned after this season. They talked about it last off season at the coaches meeting and all of that, and it didn't get. They were voting on whether to ban it or not, and it did not get banned. Without a doubt, it's going to get banned. This is the last year you'll see the tush push because you've seen a spike on the false starts and this refusal to call it on the Eagles. I've seen it called on a couple other teams, but they will not call it on the Eagles. And then the nail in the coffin one was when they ran it 4 times in a row, which I think we were on the Eagles when that happened. So I was like, do it. But when you're against it, you're like, this fucking sucks. But then we were on the right side of this as well. Last week, the Eagles did the tush push. Jalen Hurts kind of bounced it to the outside a little bit, reached the ball out, and in one motion, Thibodeau ripped it out. In real time, I was like, fuck. Like, he ripped it out. I was like, for sure, that's Giants ball. They said his forward progress was stopped, which is a horrible call, and investigate that ref if you want to investigate somebody. No forward progress was stopped, and you could call for like if you're going to be ticky-tack with forward progress, you could call it immediately because he hits a wall, and then they push him. So his forward progress is stopped. Like, it was I don't know, it was crazy, but that's going to be the nail in the coffin right there. This will be it. The tush push is going to go away, and to be quite honest with you, I'm okay with it. Go back to the old school quarterback sneaks, and it's just once you start not being able to officiate it and clear missed calls, that was a turnover. That should have been the Giants' ball. We were on the Eagles, had money riding on them. So that was beneficial for me. With that being said, it's like you gotta move on with it. What do you think? You think it's done?
Yeah, I think the Eagles are milking as much as they can out of it, you know?
Shit, if I was them,
like when they ran
I'd
it
start running that
four
shit
times
on-
in a row, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're fucking sticking it in there.
yeah, they're like laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, they know it's getting banned.
Like if they got up, like, say you went up 7 and you got like a couple minutes, like I'd start running it on first down. Because they get 3 or 4 yards every time.
Yeah.
Like imagine they just went out and were like, we're going to do it every play. We're going to do it until we get stopped. And they just go, I mean, the players would die. But imagine you just march down the field running the tush push the whole way, 4 yards a pop. That would be like, what can they do? Like, they can't tell you stop.
But yeah, I guess last year, I was definitely against it getting banned. I was like, it didn't seem fair because one team was good at it. But it's like this year, the more they slow the play down and you see the guards,
Yeah.
going before the ball snapped and stuff like that, I guess it becomes more reasonable to ban it.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to officiate it correctly, sure. But I think
It's just so hard. Like they're in slow motion, you can tell they're going before, but in real time, it's harder to see.
yes, but on that one where they ran it 4 times in a row, watching on TV, I saw him go early. There was one play where I was like, okay, he definitely jumped on that one, and they didn't call it. There are some where it's clear, and they still aren't throwing the flag. But I've seen them throw it on other teams, though. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, they don't throw it on the Eagles, where there has been a couple, it's like 2 different times where it was very, very blatant, like obvious. So I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the end. This is the final time we'll see the tush push. And then you got to tip your cap to them, though. They came up with something innovative and different and something that they could do better than anybody else. So it's not often you see somebody kind of master something that, like, I wonder what their percentage is. It's got to be like 99.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've been stopped before, but what, maybe once? So I don't know. All righty, let's get to the recap, and then we'll give you our best bets for this upcoming week. All righty. I went back to midweek CUSA, Conference USA football, Delaware, -8.5. This fucking team, man. They were up 10, maybe. I can pull it up. It doesn't really matter.
Real quick.
Yeah.
They converted 96.6% of their 4th and 1 tush pushes since 2022.
Okay. All righty, let's see. Yeah, so Delaware was up 10. One more first down, and we're going to kneel it out. Minicucci got hurt, the starting quarterback. I still don't even know what happened. I looked up, and I was like, oh, my God, the backup's in. Needed one more first down. They throw it. It gets tipped at the line, intercepted. Backdoor touchdown from Middle Tennessee. And we don't cover. We start off with the loser. Very unfortunate. Then fast forward to Friday while we were at the Pelicans game. I've got North Texas -26.5. I go, oh, shit. I forgot about the North Texas game as we're at the Pelicans game. I was like, it's been on for an hour. I pull up my phone. They're goddamn down 17-7. I said, oh, my fucking God. They got to win by basically 30. And you're down 10. Well, they won by 34. They had an incredible second half where every single time they touched the ball, they were throwing tight end screens, taking it 80 yards to the house. Exactly what I expected them to do in the first half as well. They poured it on in a big way. They won 54-20. So we needed it in a big way after what happened to Delaware. Nebraska -7. We push on this one. There were 6.5s available earlier in the week, but by the time we recorded, all that was available was a 7. I don't know what to make of this Nebraska team, to be quite honest with you. It was 7-6 at halftime. Raiola is really just not that good, and I think that's pretty definitive at this point. Like, he was the 5-star guy. He was going to Georgia. He flipped back to Nebraska. He was 16 of 22, 141 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So is it the fact that he can't do it, or are they holding him back? It's the question every single week. And, like, I'm legitimately asking. Because they ran the ball 27 times for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns with Emmett Johnson. So what's the fucking problem? Is he just not good? They don't trust him?
Yeah, I don't know. What was his stat line?
16 of 22, 141 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Yeah, I didn't get to look at this game, but
They were outgained. They only had 296 yards of offense. Turned it over twice. Preston Stone threw 2 interceptions, though. Regardless. It's like you see him throw, and like he kind of, like if it's zone defense, he can find, like he's not a bad quarterback, but at the same time, he might suck. I don't get it. I really don't.
yeah, I do know what you're talking about because there's times where he looks really good,
You see the tools. You see the possibilities.
but it's never for the whole game. It's like just, little flashes of the type of talent he has, but
that's where I question, like, is it the game plan? And then it's like, oh, we're down. We got to go put a drive together, and then he can do it. It's like, take the fucking training wheels off if that's the case. So we push Nebraska -7. Minnesota +8.5. Oh, my God. This was fucking terrible. This was dead before you could blink. And, I mean, it was 31-0 in, like, what felt, I think it might have been the goddamn first half. This was a fucking terrible pick. Iowa bullied them in the trenches. The kid from fucking South Dakota State looked like a Heisman Trophy quarterback. They had a punt return touchdown. They always got a white guy back there returning punts for a damn touchdown. So that was brutal. Oklahoma -4.5 was the lock of the week. I can't pick a lock. I'm not going to say don't listen to me, but I've given you no reason to listen to me when I give out a lock of the week in college football. Oklahoma -4.5. Mateer looked like shit. The defense didn't look great. Tip of your cap to Ole Miss. I did not think that Chambliss was going to go in there and have that kind of success. He was 24 of 44, 315 yards and a touchdown. John Mateer, I don't know. That Oklahoma had a 16-point third quarter. They had a explosive run for like 75 yards. You take that away, they really didn't do shit. They ran for less than 100 yards if you take that away. I wasn't expecting this game to go that way, needless to say. And the Michigan State +14.5 is how we ended the night. And when I tell you, like I said, I've been playing this sick game where I lose all my fucking money on Saturday and then we make it all back on Sunday. And I'm not going to dive into the details. I texted you about it. I was playing crazy fucking games on Saturday. Crazy games that I would not advise, and it worked. But the comeback started with Michigan State +14.5. When I tell you I've been begging for one of these backdoor opportunities all year, and this was the first one. I finally fucking got one. Which, take that back. We got one with Louisville. But Michigan State did more than enough. They were the right side. They should have covered this game easily. They got the ball back multiple times. Michigan didn't do much of anything. Bryce Underwood, they scored 31. So that's hard to say, I guess. But when you look at Bryce Underwood, 8 of 17, 86 yards. No touchdowns, no picks. It's like it's the year 1950. This is what I expected. They don't let him go out and throw the ball all around the yard. They're going to run a lot of clock. That's why I felt like Michigan State could stay inside this number. Long story short, Michigan State had the ball multiple times on fourth down, got stuffed when they could have took field goals, and the cover, the spread would have never been in danger. Or if they could have fucking punched a couple in. I felt like Mekhi Frazier ran very well, averaged over 7 yards a carry. We needed one more first down for Michigan, and they were going to kneel on it. They bust a 50-yard touchdown. And I'm just sitting there in silence. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. After the day that we've had, this is a disaster. And I've gotten, in my older age, I've gotten better where I don't scream or throw shit anymore. I just sat there. I was like, this has got to feel... This got to feel like what hell is like. They put the backup in. Backup quarterback comes in. Couple penalties, extended some drives. And I literally just sat there for a second. I was like, it would be nice to get a fucking miracle. There was one more play left, like 10 seconds. I throw it to the tight end over the middle of the field. He kind of runs through an arm tackle, gets in the end zone. I was like, oh, my God. Fucking, my wife was taking a shower in the other, like, couldn't hear. I just put my hands up. I was like, yes, Yes. I was like, this is exactly what I needed. And then we got out of the gutter, came all the way back. And I'll never forget that, because that was like, I was at a crossroads about to stare the devil straight in the face, and that fucking pulled us out of the gutter. So Michigan State plus 14.5 covers the number. 2-3-1 on the weekend. Another just not good week, not a catastrophic week. We've just been slowly losing a little bit of money each fucking week. Brings me to 31, 41, and 3, 2 and 7 in my locks of the week. We are going to turn a corner here soon. It's just the way it is. We deserve it. We're doing it the right way. We're about to turn a corner. I can feel it. I hope. You had 4 plays, 2 and 2. You hitched your wagon to LSU again for your lock of the week.
Yeah.
And now Brian Kelly's on his way to fucking somewhere where it's cold and rainy in the Midwest.
What a disaster, huh?
Yeah. It looked great.
But we'll start there. Like, what the hell were we doing in the second half? Where Harlan Berry fucking
he was
it's
too
like
good.
The breakout star running back dominates the first half, and then I don't even know if he got the ball in the second half.
Maybe the AD called
Maybe
Sloan.
one time he got the ball.
Yeah, no, I think it was. Like, at least in the first 3 drives. Maybe the AD called Sloan and said, we're firing Kelly on his ass. Don't give that kid the ball because people are going to come poach him. Maybe they said, he's looking too good. They're going to they're going to take him from us. Yeah, I've been calling for him to get more touches this whole fucking year. I said it in the spring game. There was a noticeable difference when he got the ball in terms of pop and quickness. He makes the first guy miss. He gets into the hole and fucking can get to the second level, whereas Durham's just not able to do it. We don't have anybody else as explosive or shifty. Every time he touched the ball, something good happened. And they said too many good things are happening. Don't give him the ball anymore. Run a bubble screen.
Yeah.
Sloan's an idiot. That's why he's fired.
We should have never bet this game, right?
Should have made it a first half play.
Fresno State plus 3. San Diego State's unimpressively really good.
We get clouded by our fandom. I've said that. I said that the last couple
I don't think
weeks.
so. No, we had CLV last week and this week on LSU.
That is true. But
These were bets that not only were we making, but
no, some sharp people were making them as well. But we lost by 50.
yeah,
They beat the brakes off of us.
never had a shot there. Auburn plus 2.5. They go up 10-0. Then I fucking I missed a couple drives, I guess, and then I go back and look, and they're down 14-10. It's turning into a shit show. Jackson Arnold threw an 86-yard interception return for a touchdown. They ended up pulling Jackson Arnold and
Went to
Ashton Daniels and Auburn.
The rest is history.
Auburn looks really good. Auburn pretty much dominated this game, especially in the second half where, Arkansas wasn't really able to do much offensively. Taylor Green threw a few interceptions, at least 2.
It's like we talked about. They have a very good roster. They just had a shit can of quarterback.
Yeah.
Ashton Daniels was like that guy. He was at Stanford, I remember, and it was like once every 4 games, it'd be like, damn, he's pretty talented. And then he'd give you 3
interceptions.
Dumpster fire games. But so you got a guy that had some talent, and he can go win a SEC game. Arnold stinks.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about Auburn now is I thought Daniels played this game pretty conservative. He was like, okay, it looked like he was playing not to throw it to the other team.
Yeah, don't throw an 86-yard
or basically almost not really throw it much at all.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what Auburn needed. So
yeah.
Going forward, it'll be interesting to see if he's a little bit more aggressive. And then we had Houston, Arizona State under 47.5. Houston smacks them around here a little bit, right? I think what was it? They held Arizona State scoreless for most of this game until late. But the under hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up for you.
Arizona State didn't score until the fourth quarter, and they scored 16.
Yeah, all 16 points in the fourth. Okay, so you go 2-2, brings you to Deuces Wild, 22, 22-2, 5-4 in your locks of the week. You've given a little bit back in your locks. I can't find a lock. We gotta do something about that. Bam, how did your week go?
I went 1-2. Had Toledo plus 1.5. They lose by 21. They suck.
You had them plus what?
Plus 1.5.
Okay.
They lose 28-7.
That's Maction.
And then I had Vandy minus 2.5. That cashed. And then for the lock of the week, I had Bama minus 12.5, I think.
What happened with that? I don't even remember. So obviously not if you went 1-2.
That's
right. South Carolina should have won. Yeah. Now
It ended up coming back and just winning by, I think, like 6 or 7.
So 2-1. What did he do? What?
I don't know why he's laughing, but he's happy over there.
What, did you just hit your knee on something, or did you just fart?
So that puts me at 10-13. And 3-5 on my locks of the week.
He's got gas. All right. We turn our attention to week 10. Y'all got to get it together. Hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, we're very close to 1,000 subscribers. You can help us get there, and hitting the like button helps us out tremendously in terms of getting more eyeballs on these episodes. I told you, we're going to turn a corner in college football. I think it's going to be this week. I hope it's going to be this week. I thought it was going to be the last few weeks, and it wasn't. So I don't really know much, but if you don't have hope, you don't have anything, and I know I've got hope. Do we have anything Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday?
No.
No?
Nope.
How many total you got?
4, maybe 5.
Why are you scared of midweek?
Nothing. I'm not interested in any of those games.
I want to take North Carolina. They've been close. And since Angeli got hurt, Syracuse stinks. I bet Syracuse is under. That was our ACC look ahead. I took under 5.5 wins. Thank God Angeli got hurt. They've lost their last 4. You've had some really tough losses for North Carolina. 3-point loss on the road against Cal. Came down. They fumbled going into the end zone. Should have had that one. An overtime loss to a solid Virginia team that obviously beat Florida State and all of that. They've kind of been making deals with the devil a little bit, but very, very close on back-to-back wins. This team's kind of putting it together a little bit. I lean North Carolina strongly. I was kind of hoping you would be on it. I'm not currently, but I guess we'll hold off. Bam, do you have anything midweek?
No, just Saturday.
Okay. All righty. Let's go to Saturday. Got some big games early. My first play is going to be for Vanderbilt, Texas. Are you on this?
Yeah.
Are you really? We haven't been on the same, organically with, I've jumped on a couple. And side or total?
Side.
I'm on the total. So Vanderbilt's going on the road to take on Texas. Texas is 2.5-point favorites, give or take. Total's sitting at around 45.5. Shop around depending on which way you're trying to go there. Texas just made a giant comeback against Mississippi State. Arch Manning looked like he was about to have, and I guess he was having his best game. And then he got hurt. And then the backup came in and finished the job. Texas had 14 points going into that fourth quarter. If you count the fourth quarter and overtime, 31 points were scored. A collapse by the Bulldogs that looked like they were about to shock the world. Clearly a down Texas team, not what you've been, not what we expected coming into the year. Arch Manning is just okay, and he's in concussion protocol. Is he going to play this game? I don't know. Vanderbilt is extremely efficient at moving the chains, especially getting a 3rd and short, and then you let Pavia kind of put you in a locker and move the chains with his legs if he has to. The thing with Vanderbilt is they play extremely slow. Both teams don't move with much tempo. This Texas team, I'm going to go under. Long story short, I'm going to take under 45.5. This Texas team was really struggling to put points up on the board. They had an 80-yard punt return touchdown that I think that tied the game. They hit a couple explosives. I don't think Mississippi State's very good. They're 0-4 in SEC play. I think they kind of got a little timid there and were trying not to lose the game and subsequently lost the game. I think Vanderbilt is just a good team, but I do think this Texas defense is good, and I think they'll be able to contain a Vanderbilt team that you got to go on the road to a tough place to play, and just not a lot of tempo in this game. I expect it to be slow. If you watch Vanderbilt, they go sub 5 seconds on the play clock. Almost every play, it feels like. So, yeah, I'm going to go under 45.5. Which way are you thinking?
We're going Texas minus 2.5. Manning in concussion protocol. Who gives a fucking rat's ass, right?
Yeah.
Not me. Even after last week's performance against Mississippi State, I still like Texas's defense a lot. Top 10 nationally in schedule-adjusted defensive efficiency. A rush defense that ranks 3rd nationally in yards per rush allowed. I think Texas makes third down difficult for Vanderbilt. Something this Vanderbilt team hasn't experienced yet this year. So we'll take Texas minus 2.5 at home.
That's the way I leaned. I went with the under because I felt more comfortable with it. Texas can't really run the ball, and that's what scared me off of it because I don't. If it is Arch or if it's the backup, the guy who couldn't beat out Arch, which you're not going to beat him out. They're paying him a fucking lot of money, I understand, but I felt more confident going with the under here. But certainly Texas at home would be the way I leaned on the side. Are you on this game, Bam?
Nope.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. Is anybody on Penn State, Ohio State?
No.
Nope.
Me neither. It's a lot of points. This is the spot where like everybody's, Penn State, James Franklin, and Aller's hurt, and this is where Penn State will cover. I don't have the balls to do it, though. I can't do it. The number jumped a little bit. Are you on Miami SMU?
No.
I want to lay it with Miami so bad. It was 10.5. I see 12.5 now. I'm not looking at an odd screen, though, to see if that's an outlier number, but this SMU team, man, they suck. I'm not going to do it, I guess. I'll hold off, but I was very strongly considering it. We'll go with, how many total do you have for Saturday?
4.
Yeah, you might have already told me that. Go with your next one.
We're going to go to Duke Clemson. We're going to lay 3.5 with Clemson. Both teams coming off of buys. Both teams coming off of losses. Clemson lost to SMU, who you just said sucks ass.
They do. They just lost to Wake
but
Forest,
Clemson-
13-12.
Clemson was without Klubnik in this game. Duke, for the most part, has been fairly impressive offensively with Mensah at quarterback, but Duke defensively struggled on third down so far this season outside the top 100. Klubnik practiced yesterday. I like Clemson here, even though they haven't been great at home. We'll lay 3.5 with Clemson.
Okay. Let's see. How many total do you have, Bam?
2, including my lock.
Okay, go with your 1.
Okay, going to Kentucky at Auburn. Going first half bet here. I'm taking Kentucky plus 6.5. The signs.
The signs. Okay,
Look at your hat.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't even think about that.
Wait, what are you taking now?
This hat was
Kentucky first half plus 6.5.
Bam loves those first half bets. He doesn't know why, though.
You don't like Auburn?
Towards the end of the game.
He's got no idea. Damn Ashton Daniels, man. He's about to start a Heisman Trophy campaign. Just so you know, this hat was bought for the sake of college basketball, not football.
Okay.
So
Still the signs.
That's fine. Just saying. This is not a football hat. I am going to go to Florida and Georgia. Was this the cocktail party? You on this? No?
No.
So, yeah, obviously everybody knows Florida canned Billy Napier. Rightfully so. Florida's getting 7.5 points on the home field against the Georgia Bulldogs, and we're going to take the Florida Gators. One thing you can hang your hat on with this Florida team is the defense. Defensively for Georgia, it's not what we've been accustomed to. Still a solid unit, but it's not the unit that we've been used to in years past. I don't like the corners on the outside. They got the 5-star guy, I think he was the number 1 corner, Robinson the 4th. Plays with bad technique, gets a lot of pass interferences, too many for my liking. I think defensively, Florida will be up for this game. This is one of those win in spite of Napier situations, and it's a big game at home with a good defense. As long as Lagway is not throwing touchdowns to Georgia, I think Florida's going to hang in this number outside of a touchdown. Plus 7.5, I will take the Florida Gators to cover at home in a rivalry game. Think it's crazy?
No.
I was impressed with Georgia's offense against Ole Miss to go toe-to-toe with them back and forth. But, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, give me the Gators. plus 7.5. Go with your next one. I keep asking you fucking how many.
Old Dominion, 16-point favorites on the road against Louisiana Monroe. ULM's not good. Lost 4 straight, but I don't know what to make of Old Dominion. I think there's still some concern here with Old Dominion's rush defense. On top of that, they've just been a little bit too inconsistent for me. I think 16.5 is too many points to be laying here on the road, so we're going to take Louisiana Monroe plus 16.5.
Alrighty. Another one I considered, I'm not on it. I wanted to lay it with Arizona. Did you see what happened to Colorado against Utah? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I didn't actually see it. I heard about it.
You were tucked away in bed.
I heard about it.
They beat the brakes off of Colorado that I thought Dion might pack it in, and quit. It was like 300 yards to goddamn 10 yards. It was the most one-sided game I've seen maybe ever. All right, we'll go to another big game. We will go to Oklahoma and Tennessee. Are you on this one?
No.
Tennessee laying 3 at home against the Oklahoma Sooners, who we were just on last week. We're going to lay 3 points with the Volunteers here. I don't know what's wrong with John Mateer, but something is wrong. Maybe he's not fully healthy. Maybe he's just not as good as we thought. The accuracy is an issue. They can't run the ball very well outside of an explosive play to the wide receiver, a big-time catch and run. They really didn't have much offense to write home about. You had that, and then you had the 75-yard touchdown run on a one-play drive. That's not what I want to hang my hat on with these explosives. I did not see what I wanted to see from John Mateer. You got to go to Neyland Stadium for a night game that's essentially going to decide your postseason fate. I'm going to lay 3 points with the Volunteers when you've got Aguilar playing very well. That was a solid Kentucky defense that Aguilar just carved up, 20 of 26, 396 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Oklahoma defense I know is very good. Tough place to go play. I think we're going to see the Volunteers get it done here. So I will lay 3 points with Tennessee. Next one. And this is disgusting. This is sick. We're going to lay 3 points with the Minnesota Golden Gophers after betting them for the last month and watching them get obliterated. And look, they're back at home, taking on Michigan State, a Michigan State team that just played their biggest game of the season, rivalry game against Michigan. You lost by double digits. That was the game that they were going to be excited and up for. Now you got to go on the road to Minnesota. I think we're going to see the Spartans pack it in here. Childs is okay, not good enough. They've got a good running back. They got a good wide receiver. They're just not able to really get him the ball. I am going to hold my nose and lay 3 points with the Golden Gophers here, and this might be the absolute nail in the coffin for me back in Minnesota. Darius Taylor got banged up in the last game. Is he going to play in this one? I don't fucking know. I don't know. As soon as he went out, it doesn't even matter. He could have played a Heisman Trophy level game, and they would have still lost by 20. Iowa destroyed Minnesota. But I am going to reluctantly. I feel like this is a good spot for him, and we're going to do it. We're going to lay 3 points with the Golden Gophers. I have one more and then my lock. Same for you?
Just my lock.
Just your lock, and then just your lock, Bam?
Yep.
All right, my last one before my lock. Notre Dame going on the road to take on Boston College. It's a big one, but we're going to lay the points with Notre Dame here. Boston College is not good. That's not any groundbreaking news. They can't stop the run. The last 4 games, you had Pitt go for 172 yards on the ground, 4 yards per carry. Clemson, 226 yards on the ground, 5.3 yards per carry. UConn, 93 yards, over 3 yards per carry. Not a good showing there, but that's not the point. The fourth one, you had Clemson go for over 220. Louisville, 317 yards rushing, 10.2 yards per carry. I don't know how Boston College stops a Notre Dame offense with Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Jeremiah Love ranks 3rd nationally in explosive runs. Jadarian Price is 16th. So at any point in time, these guys can bust an 80-yard house call, but they're going to be able to get whatever they want on the ground. It's going to open up the passing attack for CJ Carr. It should be an easy day for a Notre Dame team to put points up on the board. This is the same Notre Dame team that we saw last year where they had no room for error and they don't play anybody. So they've got to put big numbers up on the scoreboard relentlessly to increase their chances to get into the college football playoff. And I'm going to be honest with you, if they run the table, they probably will get into the college football playoff. We're going to lay 28.5 points with the Fighting Irish here. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't seen Boston College.
They stink. They're like 1-7, can't stop the run.
I have seen, they don't play games very close either.
No, and the difference with this Notre Dame team is that Carr will push the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And he's capable. He's just also dumb. When he plays a good defense, he will throw the ball up for grabs. But I really don't see how – I think Boston College is going to be a revolving door on defense. All right. All we have left is our locks. You're going to love my lock.
Okay.
You're going to absolutely love it. No such thing as a lock of the week, especially if I'm giving it to you. But if there was.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need, come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today.
You should feel good about this because I can't pick a lock at all, but my lock of the week is Duke plus 3.5. We don't talk about our plays before we come in here. You said you're laying it with Clemson. I should, fuck. Clemson's 3-4 on the year. Dabo could be the next coach canned. Clemson just lost to SMU, who got beat 13-12 to Wake Forest. An SMU team that I've been down on all year. I haven't think that they looked very good. I didn't think Jennings looked very good. They dropped 34 points on this Clemson defense. So yeah, Klubnik's hurt. They've been going with the backup. The biggest issue here is that the Clemson defense is not as good as everybody thought coming into the year. SMU had over 430 yards of offense. Also for Clemson, Bryant Wesco Jr., the leading receiver, their best player on offense, is out for the rest of the year. Darian Mintz is playing fantastic for Duke. He has all season. Only one quarterback grades out better than Mintz, and that's Julian Sayin at Ohio State. So I'm going to take the 3.5 points with the Blue Devils. I expect them to stick the dagger in Clemson, whether Klubnik's back or not. The issue for Duke here is that they outgain all these teams by a ton of yards. Georgia Tech, they outgained them by a ton. They just kept getting down to the goal line and turning the ball over. So not to disagree with you. But I'm going to take Mensa, who I think is playing well, and at 3.5, like you said, Clemson's not playing great at home. I think this season, I don't even know if Klubnik's going to be back. But the biggest issue for me was the defense here. So I know obviously.
Well, I think he practiced in full yesterday.
Yeah.
So they're coming off a bye. He was out the week before. Yeah, I mean, I disagree, but
well, we're going head to head, so we're gonna. The law of averages. Maybe I'll fucking get a lock. What is your lock of the week?
We're going to Virginia Cal. Virginia's 4-point road favorites. It hasn't been smooth for Virginia since upsetting FSU, but they're still winning. Cal struggled lately. I guess you could kind of say Virginia's struggling too because they're winning games by 1 or 2 points every week. I think there's some concern for Cal here. I think they're outmatched on both sides of the ball on the line of scrimmage. Cal's really struggling to establish the run lately, and they're also struggling to stop the run. I like Virginia. I think they're better. They have the veteran quarterback, so we're going to lay 4 points on the road with Virginia for the lock of the week.
Yeah, I do think there's going to be opportunity to fade this Virginia team. Because when you look at them, like I was trying to find that spot, like the 2-point win against Washington State, and then the overtime win against North Carolina when North Carolina could have had it. But yeah, I'm so out on this Cal team. They have problems. So this is like I went into this week kind of looking to see like maybe this is a spot to fade Virginia, and then when I saw it was Cal, I was like, I don't want to do it. All right, Bam, what is your lock of the week?
All right, going to Texas Tech at Kansas State.
This dude loves Texas Tech.
Not taking Texas Tech. I'm actually going the over here.
Okay.
Byron Morton, Baron Morton, however you pronounce his first name.
Baron.
He's back. Will Hammond tore his ACL out for the season. So, but also football weather. 53 degrees at the time of kickoff. So dehydration will not play a part in this game. So I'm going to over 52.5.
Bam said it's cold. Perfect for the over.
Yeah. I just hate when they get dehydrated and the scoring stops, you know?
Yeah. There won't be no tiredness on the field.
Bam said 35 and windy. Give me the points. We're going over.
53 degrees is perfect for some.
Yeah, 40 mile an hour.
I mean, 53 is pretty goddamn cold. Is this in Texas?
It's at Kansas State.
Yeah. You ever been to Kansas?
It's fucking windy.
It's windy as fuck.
There's only like 8-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, I mean, I'm not saying I disagree with it. I will say, whenever I went to Kansas City for something, I stepped right when we got there. I got out the car. I said, "Holy shit!" It was the windiest I've ever felt. Like I was nearly getting fucking blown over by the wind. So it's windy over there. That's all I'm saying. And 53 is not exactly hot. That's not like you want like 80 for like, oh, we're gonna be throwing the ball around the yard.
But he's worried about dehydration.
No, I know.
So
Doesn't mean no fatigue.
I guess. You just gotta hope Baron Morton can get through a goddamn game. But that roster's so fucking good. The damn backup, and then he got hurt, and then the third string came in, and they still did well. So Morton's good. He just can't stay healthy. So, alrighty, there you go. That is our best bets for college football, including our locks of the week. We will recap them very quickly. Interesting. We're going head to head. That hasn't happened in a while, especially on like a lock. You know.
yeah.
You don't think Mensa's good, huh?
No, I do.
Grading out number 2. It's pretty good. All right, to recap, I'm taking Florida plus 7.5. Texas and Vanderbilt under 45.5. Notre Dame minus 28.5. Tennessee minus 3. Minnesota minus 3. And my lock of the week is going to be Duke plus 3.5.
We're going Clemson minus 3.5. Texas minus 2.5. Louisiana Monroe plus 16.5. And Virginia minus 4 for the lock of the week.
We're going Kentucky first half plus 6.5. And for the lock of the week, Texas Tech, Kansas State over 52.5.
There you go. That is our best bets for college football week 10. We'll quickly recap last week in the NFL and then give you our best bets for week 9. The NFL, no secret, has been where we are making our money. I am 6-2 betting the Thursday game. We're going to try to make it 7-2. But to recap, Chargers minus 3 was our play on Thursday. Easy winner. You wanted to back that Minnesota Vikings team? Big mistake. The Chargers were the play. So Bills minus 7.5 and Eagles minus 7. Absolutely dominated. Bills, look, Andy Dalton, that's why I said the red rifle and blah, blah, blah. It's fun. He's not Joe Flacco. They absolutely stuck it to him. And then the Eagles minus 7. It was a little close for a while there, but Saquon Barkley was having success running like he was Thursday night against the Giants a couple weeks back. They got right back to that. He hit an explosive run. He ended up getting hurt late in the game, but then Bigsby was running well. Scatterboo fucking dislocated his ankle and apparently like bone out of the skin and shit. He had to have emergency surgery. That really sucks. But we started out 3-0, and then we ended the day with our lock of the week, the Saints plus 4.5, which was a bad play. Got CLV, closed at 3.5. Doesn't matter. Rattler, we didn't even talk about that. Rattler got benched, threw a pick 6, a horrible one. Couldn't stop turning the ball over, was fumbling, was kind of moving it a little bit, and then the defense was playing well. And the Saints had a chance if they had any type of competency at the quarterback position, but they didn't. It was 23-3, a loss. And that's with the defense playing pretty well, in my opinion. So, but hey, we had our first losing week last week. We went 2-3 with a horseshit officiating issue in our lock with the Vikings. I said we were going to bounce back. We did. 3-1. Got to get back on track with our locks of the week, but like I said, misfortune last week. But we're going to try to get back to the window this week. 3-1 brings me to 27-18. 4-4 in our locks of the week. You had your usual 3 plays. You went 2-1. And you cast your lock with the Texans minus 1, which was a very good call.
Yeah.
Pretty much never in doubt. We were in agreement on the Thursday game, and then Falcons minus 7. Bam was on that with you. We obviously recorded and put our picks out before Penix was ruled out with the bone bruise in his ankle, and then Drake London was ruled out with a hip. So that kind of went to shit. Kirk Cousins looked like just a piece of shit. It was bad. They got killed by the Dolphins and never had a chance. But any major takeaways?
Yeah, the Falcons are
Very inconsistent.
I mean, they've been blown out twice
Yeah.
by not good teams.
A little bit of an asterisk with this, but Kirk Cousins
But
looked
then
like shit.
the Panthers, 30-0 loss, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Strange because sometimes the Falcons look like a playoff team.
They beat the goddamn Bills.
All right.
They're just inconsistent.
Right.
So, yeah, 2-1 brings you to 19-12, 5-3 in your locks of the week. The Texans were a very good call. That was the epitome of a lock. Bam, how was your week in the NFL?
Even went 3-3. Thursday night had the over 44.5. Then I had that hit, and then I had the Eagles -7 with you.
Yep.
Already talked about that. Falcons -7. Already talked about that. Me and Nick were on opposite ends. I had 49ers +1.5.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They suck.
This is as simple as that. Keep it moving.
And then I had Packers -3.
That was a good call. I was very much – I actually did bet this. I was on the fence when we were talking about it. I nearly jumped on it. What a second half from the Green Bay Packers, looking like the best team in the league as I sit with the 12-1 Super Bowl ticket in my pocket. Jordan Love, dude. That second half, that was – you saw what the Packers are capable of. Mm-hmm. So go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
And then for the locker, we got Browns +7. Never will do that again.
I think they were hanging in for a little bit, and then the Patriots just kind of blew the doors off of them in the second half, if I remember correctly. It was 9-7 at halftime, and then the Patriots had a 21-point third quarter. Yeah. So first half they were hanging in. Myles Garrett had like 5 sacks in one fucking game. But yeah, all right. So what's your overall record?
17-14, 4-4 in the locks of the week.
It's a solid record for, like we said coming in, that nobody should listen to you until you give them reason to. So that's a solid record. We're having a very good year. I think I'm at 60% exactly. I'm assuming you're a little north of it.
I haven't calculated it.
Regardless, we're having a very good year. We're making our money in the NFL this season. There's no two ways about it. Yeah, like I said, I'm 6-2 betting the Thursday game. We're going to try to make it 7-2. This week, you've got the Ravens going on the road to take on the Dolphins. The Ravens are 7.5-point favorites. The total sits around 50.5, 51. You could probably shop around. What do you make of either one of these teams? The Ravens tried to pull a fast one and say Lamar's playing. Just kidding, after everybody bet on it. He's out now. Doesn't matter. The Bears were getting 6.5 points, and then it went down to 3. The Ravens still covered the original spread. I thought that was a very impressive game from the Ravens, to be quite honest with you, because especially with everything that happened, you see the money pour in, and the line obviously plummets. The Bears are kind of like the Falcons, very inconsistent as well. I thought that was a very impressive showing from the Ravens. I thought that was a team that knows that their season's not over. And they got a lot healthier on the defensive side of the ball, and Lamar's supposed to come back this week. Now, the Dolphins, poor McDaniel, like the week before, he was in the cold, and he looks like a grandma going to the damn shopping market in the winter. Like, he gets all bundled up. Like, he just looks like a bitch. And I don't know. They came out and dropped 34 points on the Falcons like we just talked about. And all of a sudden, Tua got pink eye and can throw the football to his team. And I don't really know what to make of the Dolphins' offensive performance. And but basically, I feel like that was the outlier. I still feel like the Dolphins are not in a good spot. And it's only a matter of time before McDaniel gets fired and Tua starts throwing it to the wrong team again. With Lamar coming back, like I said, that game against the Bears showed you a team that is not throwing in the towel when they very well could have in a division that is very much still up for grabs. So we're going to back the Ravens minus 7.5 on the road. The difference in the offensive numbers for the Ravens when Lamar is in and out are staggering. I would say he's worth a touchdown. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, pretty close.
They're getting much healthier on the defensive side of the ball with Roquan Smith back and Kyle Hamilton back. And this just catches me as a spot. It's a lot of points for a road team on a short week. I get it. But it's not a short week for Lamar Jackson. The worry here is that Lamar's not 100% and not able to really run as well as you would like. But this is the 28th run defense with Miami. Derrick Henry should be able to have a day here. I can't in good faith risk money on the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel and Tua and all of that. And are they gonna stack two good offensive performances in a row against a healthy Ravens defense, a team that you and I both had as the number one team coming into the season, if I remember correctly, in terms of our power ratings? I dropped them pretty significantly, and I still have them covering this number. So, and you did as well. So we're going to take the Ravens minus 7.5 on Thursday. 6-2, trying to go 7-2. If I bet only Thursdays for the rest of my life, I'd be a very wealthy man. So Ravens minus 7.5 is the play. What is your play for Thursday, Bam?
Mine?
Yeah, your name's Bam.
Sorry.
It's okay. Welcome back.
I'm taking the under 51.5.
He loves betting the totals.
Yeah.
You love the totals. You go totals every week.
I love totals.
You're scared of the side. What is your Thursday record?
5-3.
Okay. It's good.
So, yeah, I'm going under 51.5.
Okay. There you have it. All righty. We'll go to Sunday. Are you going your usual 3?
Yeah, I mean, for most this year, I've been giving 4. But, yeah, only 3 again.
Okay. Bam, how many total do you have?
2 more than my lock.
Okay. All righty. I am going to go to the Falcons and the Patriots. You taking the points with the Falcons?
No,
No?
I'm not on this game.
Yeah, I'm not taking it either, but we are going to go over. We're going to go over 45. This is a bet assuming that Michael Penix is going to be back and assuming Drake London's going to be back. And Drake might win the goddamn MVP trophy this year. He's playing that good. I think the defense is playing better for New England, but I still don't think it's that spectacular. Gonzalez is a good corner, but outside of that in the secondary, I don't think they're all that great. With a healthier Falcons team with all of those weapons, I expect the offense to get back on track. Were you about to say something?
You can get 44.5.
I'll take 44.5. Yeah, look, I think the Falcons are better than what you saw last week. We've kind of been banging the drum for the Falcons this year, and they're a solid team. There's a lot of weapons on that side of the ball when healthy. I'm expecting them to get healthier. And then defensively, I don't trust them to stop this Drake May-led offense. That is, to be quite honest with you. The Patriots are 6-2. If there's anything we know quarterbacks, okay? We've been saying it. So I'll go over 44.5, Falcons-Patriots. What is your one before you lock?
We're going to go to the Vikings-Lions. And this is a tough one because we're going to take the Vikings plus 8.5 with McCarthy coming back for quarterback.
Okay. Let me ask you this. How much does McCarthy fucking suck that they said, let's throw Carson Wentz out there with a destroyed shoulder?
McCarthy's saying...
You buying in that he wasn't healthy?
His foot hurt.
He was doing jumping jacks on the sideline.
Yeah, he's testing it out.
He was jumping over players. He was hurdling other humans.
For fun?
No, they
were playing leapfrog?
No, they went to the sideline. He got tackled. He had to jump over him. Looked healthy as an ox.
Well, that must have been at the point where they were like, okay.
They watched Carson Wentz go out there. Carson Wentz's shoulder is destroyed. He was crying on the sideline. Kirk Herbstreit's telling him to rub dirt in it while he's crying about his fucking dogs.
Well, I don't think Wentz was doing great either.
No, he wasn't. But he has to have season-ending shoulder surgery.
Yeah, I know.
But they said it was like that hurt before the game. Like they knew that.
Yeah, I was watching him. He was fucking
crying.
Yeah, the whole game.
But Herbstreit, the biggest pussy in the world, is like, this guy's got to be tougher. You had a funeral for your dog on game day. You were crying. You talking to Carson Wentz? His arm's falling off. I hate Herb Street. I really do. I think Herb Street's a bozo. But continue.
But yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be hard to sell here. It's just, I think 8.5 too many points. Vikings coming off of a blowout loss. It's kind of like a system play here. We're going to take them to play this one within one possession. So
you get a little mini bye too with the Thursday, so that helps. I'm on this, but I'm on the under 48.5. I literally wrote down how bad is McCarthy that Wentz was the best option with one arm. I don't know that McCarthy's good enough to exploit the weakness of this Lions defense, which is the secondary, whether it be injuries or suspensions, and I understand Brian Branch is coming back. And then on the other side, I think I still trust Brian Flores to dial up enough defense to slow down a Lions offense that looks fantastic, but we watched them earlier in the season. If you can put them in obvious passing down situations, Goff really did not look great. And I get it, that's Kansas City. That's a different team on the road. But that I came away from that game like, oh, God, I don't know. I don't know if Goff is good enough. I'm going to trust Brian Flores to be able to dial up timely blitzes and things like that and put Goff in position to – we're going under, long story short. What do you think about that, under 48.5? You got to lean that way a little
certainly
bit.
lean that way with,
I don't think you think
not
McCarthy's
necessarily seeing the Vikings going.
in a damn track meet.
Yeah.
I hope Van Ginkel's back. Goddamn neck. Can't get it situated. But yeah, so under 48.5 for me. What is your next one, Bam?
I'm actually on that game too, but I'm going opposite of Nick. I'm taking Lions minus 8.5 at home.
What's the first thought that pops into your head when you hear that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. But it's like, I thought you'd be like, cha-ching, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, that's what I just said. So be honest about your thoughts then. So what's the first thought that pops in your head?
You got me last week on the opposing bets. It's my turn.
And you betting a team that looked like – you remember how shitty the Texans looked the week before? Kind of looked like the Vikings, right, last week.
You're never as bad as you looked the week before.
Yeah.
But, look, the Lions are certainly capable of
beating the dog shit.
Yeah.
Vikings dropping a 50-piece on them. All right, so you're opposite him there. All right, call me crazy, but we're going to go to the Panthers and Packers, and we're going to lay the points with Green Bay. How square do you think that is? Be honest. Pretty square. You think if you didn't think it was square, you would have.
I mean, my number's right there.
Yeah.
At 12.1.
I've shied away from my numbers that have been a little higher than these higher spreads. Every single one. Like if I would have went with like, okay, I had a better number, or I had them favored by more, every single one's covered. Look, it's as simple. I could sit here and just say the Panthers stink and the Packers are good, but I'm assuming Andy Dalton is going to be the starter here. I don't think Bryce Young is coming back. Could be wrong. Maybe it comes back to bite me for that reason. I thought Andy Dalton looked like shit, and it's just one of those things where you've got a pass rush with the Packers that are going to be able to tee off, and Michael Parsons is really fucking good, but Rashawn Gary's good. They got a ton of guys, a ton of speed. I think that they're going to be able to duplicate what the Bills did. You've seen the Packers kind of sleepwalking a little bit or allowing these teams to hang around, and it looked like they were going to do it again with the Steelers, and then they absolutely woke up in that second half, and you saw Love complete like 20 passes in a row, and they're getting Watson back, which I think is a big addition, and I think you're going to see him get ramped up to speed more and more. This Packers team, and it's not because I have a ticket on them, 12-1, I think this Packers team is the best team in the league. They're power rated number one for me. I'm taking the Packers minus 12.5. We're laying the points. Panthers going on the road. I don't want any part of Andy Dalton, and I'm assuming Andy Dalton is going to be the starter. So, yeah, I'm laying the points. What is your next one, Bam?
Going to the Colts at Steelers. Maybe a square play, but the Colts just look too good. I'm going Colts minus 3.
Okay. Alrighty. All you have left is your lock?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts about Bam's play?
I'm sorry, I was reading my phone. What did your play?
Colts -3 against the Steelers.
See, this is a game where, like, I lean Steelers. I don't have the balls to bet against the Colts again. And I really don't like the Steelers that much.
Yeah, we've been low on the Steelers all year.
But I feel like maybe I'm still a little bit low on the Patriots and the Colts.
I agree.
It's kind of teams you're still waiting. I'm waiting for them to
Fall
not
back to
look as
earth.
good as
Yeah.
they are, you know?
Yeah. I got one more and then my lock, and it's going to be a tough one. We're going to go Broncos and Texans. And we're going to take the under 39.5. And it's a very low number. And these are two very good defenses and two very okay offenses. You could make an argument that the Broncos just dropped 44 points on the Cowboys. A lot of people are probably going, why are they underdogs? Why is the total less than 40? The Texans have an incredible defense. They have one of the best pass rushers in the league, and they've got a good secondary. I think Stingley's the best corner in the league, if I'm being honest with you. Surtain is obviously in that conversation, and he's banged up. He might not play in this game. Even with that being said, these are two of the best defenses in football. I'm not overthinking it. I'm taking the under. I think points are going to be very hard to come by. I've been critical of Bo Nix. I don't think Bo Nix is playing that great this year. So I understand they just dropped 44. That Dallas defense is the worst defense in the league, and it's not even close. So I'm going under 39.5. And all I have left is my lock. Bam, how many more do you have?
Just my lock.
Same for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all are going to like my lock again. Don't look at my paper. I got it covered up with my phone. I know you like the look. All right, no such thing as a lock, but if there was...
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today.
Bam, I'll give you one guess what my lock of the week is. Too long. My lock of the week is the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. And it wasn't because you said you'd taken the Colts. You said it's probably square. In my head, I said it is square. I hate the Steelers. I don't think they're that good. The Colts have proven me wrong every step of the way. But the Colts have played. Of their wins, they're 7-1. They've beaten the Dolphins. They've beaten Denver with some field goal controversy. They've beaten the Titans, the Raiders, the Cardinals with the backup quarterback, the Chargers when they were in turmoil, and then the Titans again. They're 7-1. They haven't played anybody worth a shit. The Steelers, this is when you want to back the Steelers at home, getting points. Really, I got 3.5, but it's come down to 3. I'm still taking Pittsburgh. I loved it at 3.5. I still like it at 3.
Oh, it's not 3.5 anymore?
No. I just fucking checked. Bam said he's taking Colts -3. I went and pulled it up. I said, fuck. This is the spot. It's when you start laying points on the road. That's when Tomlin doesn't come through. But at home, getting points against a Colts team that has beat all the bottom feeders of the league. You're going to see the pass rush tee off. You're going to see some of those Daniel Jones mistakes. You're going to see them hammer the ball home with Jalen Warren, who's running very well. They got game scripted out of it last week and had to go away from him. And Aaron Rodgers, when they get to the red zone, has been very efficient. If you look at last year's numbers to this year, it's taken a significant leap. It's because Aaron Rodgers is efficient down there. And I think that DK Metcalf will be able to have a good game. And there's holes on this Colts defense. If you can bottle up Jonathan Taylor even a little bit, who's having an incredible season, and you put it on Daniel Jones' shoulders, he's going to make some mistakes. I'm taking the Steelers +3 as my lock of the week.
All right, we're going to add Steelers plus a field goal at home. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just hesitant.
This
every
is
time.
the spot.
Yeah. I got it closer, the Colts in a pick 'em.
This is the spot. And they played the Packers close in the first half, got the doors blown off in the second half, but I thought the secondary was playing pretty well. I'm just still not there with this Colts team, and Maybe they get us again. We were on the Cardinals in the right spot with the backup quarterback. This is the spot when you want to be on the Steelers. Bam, you're making a terrible mistake, but it's too late. What is your lock of the week?
I'm going to the Cardinals-Cowboys. Monday Night Football. We're going to lay 2.5. With the Cowboys, it's tough, right? Because Cowboys, they can't stop nobody.
Anybody.
So the only way they can win is if they just outscore the team they're playing against. And I think you kind of look at them, they're kind of wishy-washy some games. They need that game from their offense. I think the Cardinals' defense is okay. They're not great against the pass. I think they're 25th ranked pass defense. So I think the Cowboys get it going again.
I don't disagree with it, but that defense fucking goddamn. Bam, what is your lock of the week?
Going to the Falcons, Patriots, over 44.5.
That's why Bam said you can get over 44.5. Yeah, I'm in agreement there. Yeah, short and sweet. That's all I got. To recap the NFL plays, Thursday night, we're going to try to get them again. Thursday means rents due. Ravens -7.5. Broncos and Texans under 39.5. Falcons and Patriots over 44.5. Vikings and Lions under 48.5. A lot of totals this week, many more than I've done in previous weeks. Packers -12.5. And my lock of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers +3.
Ravens -7.5. Minnesota Vikings +8.5. Cowboys -2.5 for the lock, and Steelers +3.
I'm going Baltimore, Miami, under 51.5. Lions -8.5. Colts -3. For the lock of the week, Atlanta versus New England, over 44.5.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our best bets for the NFL Week 9 and college football Week 10. Episode 239 is in the books. Bam, do you get worried when you're on the opposite side of, dare I say, the sharpest NFL gamblers that you personally know?
Kinda.
You should. You should. You should take offense to the fact that you said you're on the Colts and I rejoiced in my head. And then you said, I'm on the opposite side of Nick, and his first thought was cha-ching.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean, yeah, no.
We're all positive, so go either way.
We are. You're having a better year than I expected, if I'm being honest with you. I think you're having a good year. I think you've made some funky mistakes here, betting on quarterbacks that fucking were dead. But yeah, you're playing dangerous games. We're having a good year in the NFL. I plan on keeping it going. I hope that I can stop playing this sick game where I lose all my money on Saturday and win it back on Sunday. I would like to win money. Episode 239 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Bam?
Nope.
Somebody go with Bam to Chris Stapleton this week. He really wants to go. It's a bucket list show for him. Hit the like and subscribe button. Again, we are very close to 1,000. You can help us get there. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, head on over to the YouTube page and hit that subscribe button for me. It's all hands on deck to get to 1,000 subs. And that's all we got. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
House always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless a perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.